suspect a movie review. Making these reviews short, Knives Out is directed by Rian Johnson. He directed Looper and Star Wars The Last Jedi, a very torn and split movie. Also, this guy directed or wrote or produced, I don't know, he did something with Breaking Bad. So if you're a fan of that show, this should give you good hopes for this movie. I just found out about that like 2 or 3 days ago. I was watching an episode of Breaking Bad. Rian Johnson's name appeared, so I actually really enjoyed it. But Knives Out is his new movie, and it is a whodunit, and I liked it a lot. The plot of this movie is a very famous author has been found. His throat was slit, and this happened after the night of his birthday party, after his whole family was there, and everyone is a suspect. And Daniel Craig plays a detective who is trying to figure out who did it. That's what a whodunit is. So that's what this movie is. And I actually saw this movie over a week ago, so kind of a late review, but I'm glad I saw it a week ago, and I'm glad I didn't publish my first review. I actually did make a review, but the sound quality was horrible, so I'm doing it again. I'm glad that happened because I kind of got to think about it, and I liked this movie. I liked it initially, but I thought it was a kind of a one-time watch. I was kind of disappointed in the way it went, because the first hour of the movie goes completely different than what I thought it was going to be. Really enjoyed the opening segment. No spoilers. It's just the way that he did the shots in the interrogation scene. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was entertaining. They throw a little bit of politics in there, which I found very entertaining. But the first hour of the plot-wise of this movie went way different than I thought it was going to go. And then the last hour felt kind of like a drag. Not boring drag. It just seemed like it. The first hour was like, oh, we're propelling you in this motion, and then we're going to slow it down, and then we're going to go again. That's what it felt like. That was pretty much my main issue with this movie. I mean, it has a huge cast. It stars Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Johnson, Michael Shannon, Christopher Plummer, Daniel Craig. Who else is in this movie? Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, the kid from It. I can't think of his name. It's like Jaden Lieberhar. I don't know. It's like Jaden. I don't know. Can't think of his name right now. There's a lot of people in this movie. That's the point. It's a good movie. And after seeing it, after thinking about it for a week, I thought it would only be a one-time watch, and I'd watch this again. I kind of want to watch it again right now. I've been thinking about it a lot the last 2 days, and I kind of want to go see it again. But I can't because I have other movies to see, which leads me into my next review. What? I know, 2 in 1. That's how this is just going to go, because I don't feel like making 2 reviews tonight. It is well past midnight. I have to be up early, and we're going to talk about Parasite. Parasite is directed by Bong Joon-ho, and he directed Snowpiercer, a movie that came out like 5 years ago or something like that. I really liked it. If you know what movie I'm talking about, it's about the world is kind of ending, and the last survivors are on this train that just loops the world over and over again. And the poor people are in the back, and the rich people are further up front. And it's just a movie about separation of class and how one of them it's like a revolution. They're gonna take over the front. Everyone should be treated equally on the train. And it's an interesting movie. I like it. It's got action. It's got kind of a disturbing scene for punishment, I thought. But Parasite, whoa. This movie is weird, and it is being called the best movie of the decade. Would I agree with that? No, not even close. Would I say it's a good movie? Yeah, I'd say it's entertaining. I'd watch it again for sure. But best movie of the decade? No. Here's why. Parasite is another movie about class. So Ho, I don't know what his last is, Bong Joon-ho, definitely has a style. This movie is about the Kim family, and they're all unemployed. They live in kind of a basement in the middle of a market, and one of them gets a job as an English tutor for a rich family. And then he finds out that the daughter that he's tutoring has a brother who's into art, and he brings his sister into their family pretending to be an art therapist. Then they get the family's driver fired and they bring the dad in as the driver. Same thing with the housekeeper. They bring their mom in as the housekeeper. So it's these people kind of being a parasite to this rich family. That's how they're making their money. They're getting income from this rich family by claiming to be these drivers and housekeepers when really they're just really poor people looking for a job. So that's all I'm going to say about this movie, because that's pretty much what you can understand from the trailer. And then it takes a twist halfway through the movie, and I don't want to spoil that at all, because I was sitting in the theater, I was sitting there, and then something happened, and I go, what? Like, very rarely do I do that in a movie. And yet I still came out of this movie thinking, it was a good movie, but nothing spectacular. This movie, okay, it is definitely beautiful. They deserve something for the cinematography and the way that it is played out, because they say this in the trailer. It is a magic trick, and I can agree with them 100%, because let me tell you, this is entertaining to watch how it plays out. Not necessarily plot-wise, but how the movie unfolds. It's kind of like Christopher Nolan's The Prestige. That movie itself is a magic trick, and it's about magicians. First, you have the pledge. It sets you up. It tells you, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what's happening. Watch closely. Then there's the turn, where something happens, and you're like, what the heck was that? And you're looking for the answer, but you can't really find it because you're not necessarily looking. You don't want to know the answer. You want to be amazed. You want to believe in the unreal. And then there's the prestige, the reveal. And it's a reveal it's way too far out there. It's like, how did that happen? And that's how magic trick works, and that's exactly how this movie worked. But just like I said, this movie's nothing spectacular. It has some really beautiful shots. It's really neat the way that it's told. I thought there was a good twist in the middle, but the ending wasn't what I expected. It was actually a little less. It was like the magic trick had just gone, oh, look, I'm taking my finger off. Well, it's not really my finger. Like, oh, it kind of died. It didn't give away the secret. I mean, there's really no secret to this movie. It didn't give away the magic. It was just like the magic wasn't as hurrah as I thought it was going to be. Still not a bad movie. I would watch this movie again. I'd watch it a couple more times. Definitely, if you get the chance to go see it, go see it. It's been out for quite some time now. I've tried to stay away from reviews. It's only in like big cities with many screens. So if you get a chance, go see this movie. And now on to my grading. And that means after thinking about these movies for a week, I'm going to give Knives Out a B+ and bump Parasite up from a B- to a B. Okay, and those are my final thoughts on these movies. They're good movies. They're not bad. Knives Out I preferred over Parasite. Both still I would watch again. Otherwise, I'm trying to think of a movie that I'm going to see next week. I don't have any movies that I want to see this weekend or next weekend, but I think after that weekend that's when Christmas season comes around, so you get movies like Richard Jewell, Jumanji, then the big one, Episode 9, Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. I already got my tickets for that one, so I will be there. I'll be doing a review on that. But otherwise, I can't think of a movie that I'll be seeing within the next week. If I do, it'll be here on the channel. But otherwise, I will see you in December. Make sure you like, subscribe, share these videos, because that would help a lot. And as always, enjoy the movie.